Go ahead and call this meeting of the Employee Retirement and Benefit Fund of the City of Morgantown to order. First order of business is to approve the minutes of June 17th, 2021. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second.
I'll second.
I'm sorry, any discussion about the minutes?
Nope.
I think Beverly does a great job with the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by the same sign? All right, approval of invoices. Let's talk about those. One was GRS, right?
Right, it's for, the amount is $2,500. It is for 5 retirement calculations, which is $350 a piece. So that's the total for the $1,750. And then a special review with the new finance director of $750.
They spent some time with our new finance director. Have you had a chance to meet him by any chance?
No, we have not.
Good guy. I think you'll like him.
Will he be attending the meetings?
I don't know if he's on or not. Are you, Kevin?
He will be logging in shortly.
Good. Okay. Well, Lori's here, so she's representing the finance department. Okay. Motion to approve the invoice of PRS in the amount of $2,500.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
No,
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Let's talk about the refund of contributions.
We have 2 people that are requesting a refund. They're both with the city of Morgantown, Corey Corzin and John Whitmore.
Very good. Motion to approve those contributions, refund contributions.
Move to approve the refunds.
and I'll second.
Is there any discussion on this? Do you feel good about this, Beverly?
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. There's one of the refunds is quite a large amount and it's just a withdrawal. It's not a rollover. Usually they're rollovers. So I was just kind of wondering if they were informed of that, what their options were or not. That's my only question.
Any, do you know anything about that, Lori, or?
No, that would be something HR, Dave Schultz would probably discuss with them, or John B. Hune, as they were going out. Normally what I do is just review the numbers. So I don't know what discussion took place with that.
You're talking the amount of $22,000?
No, yes.
Don't know what to tell you, but I will double check and make sure.
I mean, they signed the payment. I mean, the employee signed it.
So, well, I'm just hoping you're right. I'm hoping that he or she was.
This is Dave. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, he was made aware that there were 2 options and he wanted the direct payment to him.
All right. There's the answer.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any approved, any opposed, same sign. Very good. Motion passes to approve the refunds of contribution. Let's talk about the approval of retirement applications.
We had 3. Charlie Nestor, he chose joint 100% survivor. Richard Watkins, joint 100% survivor. And Ida Cartwright, joint and 50% survivor.
Any Let's have a motion on the floor first.
I'll move to approve the benefit payments.
Great.
I'll second it.
Second, thank you, Tyler. So discussion on these, is there anything irregular about them, or are they pretty standard?
They're standard.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let's go to old business. The first order of old business is the appointment. We have two positions on the board that we've been working to get to refill. And let me bring this up a minute. Here we go. I asked for an update from Christine, from our city clerk, Christine Wade, about the results of the voting on the recommendation for appointments to the building board members. There were a total of 154 responses at the time I received this morning, out of 273. So there was a majority of votes cast. Votes for or against to consent to the city manager's recommended appointment for the open term, for the city manager's appointment for open term 01 or 9/1/2020 to 8/21/2024. My appointment was the city engineer, Damian Davis. There were 1 for, 113 against. And then
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
41 for and 113 against. And then for the recommendation that we feel the open term of the 9/1/2017, 8/31/2021, that vacant by retirement of a former board member, Lori Liven, who was the appointment. 84, 804, 74 against. Neither of those reached the required 50% approval from the membership, as I understand it. Anybody have any questions about that?
You were breaking up again for me on the number for Lori.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with I can hear some garbling. Can the rest of you?
Yeah, there's some air, some noise in the background.
Yeah, I don't know what that's. My stomach's not growling. I get that. Lori received 80 votes for the
Okay.
appointment, 74 against.
Okay. And what was Damien's again?
Damien's was 41 for,
Okay.
113 against.
Okay.
Got that?
Yeah, I got it now. Thank you.
125 City of Morgantown members voted and 148 MUB members voted. So that's kind of the breakdown of the returns. I suppose there could be a little bit disappointed that not more than 154 responses. Because we need 136, 137, a minimum of 137 to vote. And for instance, let's see, 150. So the question is, where do we proceed from here? My intent is this. I can't imagine, I'd certainly like to hear of any personal concern individuals have in the appointment of somebody that manages a multi-million-dollar operation in the city public works and engineering, and also Lori Livengood, who happens to manage many of the financial affairs of the city. To have 113 against Damien and 74 against Lori, that's really a concern of mine. Either there's legitimate concerns not to bring them in, or it's something else, and I'd really like to understand that. before I move forward. In this fall, let's see, is it Tyler, are you up for election this fall for appointment, your position? Or is it your-
I thought it was in August, next August. I can't remember.
When's
No,
it-
it's
when are the
Charlie's is up this year.
Charlie's is up this fall?
Yeah, he retired, so his is up now
I
for
gotcha.
election,
I
but his
gotcha.
also
So
term
this
ends.
fall, we're gonna have another one, which puts us below the threshold of a majority or a quorum to be able to conduct business. And so we've got to get this thing resolved before that time. Would you all agree with that?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to do what I can in a diligent way to find out what, as best as I can, what the votes against Damian had. I mean, I can't imagine that 113 employees really know who Damian Davis is by name, let alone know his behavior and his character. And I'd say the same thing about Lori Livengood. So I'm concerned about the votes against and what they represent. Certainly, if there's big enough concern about not sitting on our pension board, I'm concerned about the other operations of the city. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, do you thi- As a suggestion, do you think that maybe a memo should go out to the members of the fund explaining who the candidates are and
Sure,
introducing them? Because if nobody knows who they are,
that's a good point. That's a great point, because if you don't know someone, sometimes you would vote against, right? Rather than vote for. So I understand that. That's a great idea, Beverly. And so what I'm going to do, that's a great point. What I'm going to do is send out a good memo with a summary of who the individuals are, and try for another vote. But I'm hoping to come out of this, once again, if there are legitimate reasons why they should not be appointed, then I'm 100% behind it. I just need to understand. And so I'm going to try to do that, okay?
I think that sounds good. It is surprising.
It is really surprising to me.
And I think,
should there
I
also
think-
be something about maybe if people are interested to submit?
But that
Well,
doesn't necessarily mean the people are going to know them or want to vote for them, you see?
Correct.
My inclination is, and I haven't been through this process before, is that I can't imagine what the issue might be, but I'm going to go through this process again in an effort to try to resolve the issues before it becomes critical for us. Okay, is that okay with you, Tyler?
yep.
You were going to
Yeah,
say
I think Bev hit it on the head. It's because they haven't been introduced. No one knows who they are. I think that was hit right on the head on that one.
perfect. I agree with you. That's my oversight. I don't know that we've ever done that before, or if I'm even doing it like we have before, but I'm gonna try to do it again and do it right. So I appreciate that feedback. So look for that, and you'll be getting something. You'll be seeing something coming through regarding that. Any beneficiary overpayment update?
The last information that I had was you were going to talk with Ryan to see if he heard anything back.
I had a meeting with Ryan this morning, and he had not.
So what do you think our next step should be?
Well, let me, I did not ask Ryan what his efforts consisted of. So maybe it needs to be a little more direct, and we can certainly do that. In fact, I'll send him a memo right now when we get off and try to stir the hornet's nest a little bit. How's that?
Sounds good.
Does that make sense, Beverly?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I'll send that out. Well, wonderful. Does that bring us to the end of the agenda? Is there anything else that needs to be brought up to the board?
That's all that I have.
It's always a pleasure to be with you, ladies and gentlemen. It's great. Let me ask you this. I assume that prior to the pandemic, we all met in person. Is that, do you like meeting like this? Do you want to meet live? It really doesn't matter. This is obviously very convenient. Did you get a lot of participation by members when we were meeting face to face?
No, we get more participation by members this way.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would, unless members of the board have any concerns or questions, I'd suggest that we continue doing it this way for a while and reevaluate in September sometime.
That works for me. I think this is convenient, given that our meetings aren't overly long, so we end up traveling. Somebody's traveling that probably for as long as the meeting lasts. So.
You're absolutely right. Beverly, we either need to make the meetings longer. We need to meet remotely. So
I just provide the facts, and so you guys have to do the fill-in part.
okay, I got you. Well, that's what we'll do. We'll meet remotely next time and the next few times, and just see how it evolves. But that's my inclination, is that we ought to keep doing what we're doing. It works and it's not broken, right?
Now, should we, like when we have the meetings with the GRS, should we do an in-person thing so everybody's there?
That's I think we can do a combination. I think when we have those kinds of presentations, we need to be there in person and be able to ask questions and look them in the face, and because those are really important, and we're representing our employees, right?
Yep.
Would you agree with that, Jeff?
Yep, that's a great point.
That's what we'll do. Did you get that, Bev?
I did.
So next time we have a major presentation, we'll plan on doing it in person. Love it. Well, thank you, folks. Really appreciate your service and your dedication to our employees and looking out for them.
Great. Thank you.
All righty. Take
All right.
care.
Do we have a
Yeah.
motion to adjourn?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Move to adjourn.
And we would have had to reconvene. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. None opposed. So let's adjourn and we'll get back together soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.